Have you ever wondered how we approach teaching English on this channel? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to dive into the unique philosophy behind captivating ways of learning English, a system that's all about turning language learning from a chore into a lifestyle. Let's get into how it all works. So many of us have been there. That feeling of being completely and utterly stuck. You're putting in the hours, you're memorizing endless lists, you're wrestling with grammar books, but it just feels like you're spinning your wheels, not actually getting anywhere. That, right there, is the old, broken way of learning. And this slide, well, it really lays out the two choices we all face. On one side, you have the traditional path. For a lot of people, that means frustration, boredom, and that awful feeling of no progress. But on the other side, you've got what we call the minimalist path. This is all about integrating English into your actual life. It's a huge shift from just studying the language to actually living it. So, let me ask you, does this sound familiar? That feeling of being on a treadmill, where you're working so hard, but you just don't seem to be moving forward? This is the exact problem, the exact pain point that this whole new philosophy is designed to solve. So, what's the solution? It's a philosophy we call minimalist learning. And the goal is incredibly simple, but also really powerful, to get the maximum impact with the absolute minimum amount of friction. It's all about learning smarter, not just harder. Okay, so what exactly is minimal learning? You can think of it as a direct answer to our crazy, fast-paced, noisy world. It's a system built on short, super focused lessons. Every single one is designed to give you one clear, memorable idea that you can use right away, and most importantly, without feeling totally overwhelmed. And here's the magic of why it's so effective. First off, it fights that feeling of being overloaded by focusing on just one single topic per video. That focus guarantees clarity, which makes the lesson instantly useful. But honestly, the most crucial part is step 3. It builds momentum. Each little lesson is a small win, a little boost. And those small wins stack on top of each other, building your confidence day by day. Now, this minimalist approach doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's supported by a really solid integrated system, what we call the 3 pillars of transformation. These are the foundations that make the whole learning process not just effective, but actually meaningful. So, what are they? The 3 pillars are, first, language as human experience. Second, English for personal growth. And third, discipline as the engine. These 3 ideas work together. They connect the language to your real life. They frame it as a powerful tool for self-improvement, and they power the whole thing with the simple habit of consistency. Let's look at that first pillar. It is all about connection. So imagine trying to learn new words, but not from a boring list. Instead, you're learning them by exploring a beautiful piece of art or a fascinating scientific discovery. The idea is to tie language to real emotion and real experience. For instance, you are way more likely to remember an idiom about hope if you learn it while you're hearing an inspiring story. That's the power of emotional connection. It makes learning stick. Now,
The second pillar completely redefines why we're learning English in the first place. It's not just about being able to communicate, it's a tool for your own personal growth. By learning the vocabulary around topics like mindfulness or creativity or resilience, you're not just learning a language, you're learning about yourself. You start to develop your emotional intelligence, and you learn to see mistakes not as failures, but as endurance training.
And all of that brings us to the engine that drives this entire system, the third pillar, the power of consistency. This, right here, is what makes everything else actually work. The mantra here is so simple. Consistency beats intensity. You have to forget about those marathon, multi-hour study sessions. The real secret to progress is just showing up every single day, even if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes. It is all about building a habit that you can sustain, not burning yourself out. And this chart shows it perfectly. Those small daily efforts, they might not feel like a big deal in the moment, but they add up. They accumulate. Week after week, your progress starts to compound, leading to some really significant and sustainable growth over time. Every small step forward builds on the last one. So you can think of each short video as your daily dose of momentum. It's a small win that builds your self-reliance. You start to actually trust in your own ability to learn and to grow. And that creates this amazing positive feedback loop that just keeps you moving forward, day after day after day. When you put it all together, this entire philosophy is designed to help you see that learning English isn't just some academic subject you have to get through. It's a lifestyle. It's a bridge that can connect you to new ideas, new cultures, and even to new parts of yourself. And everything we do is guided by 4 simple principles. Clarity, so you're never left feeling confused. Connection, so the language feels real and meaningful. Beauty, because let's be honest, learning should be an inspiring and enjoyable experience. And finally, usefulness, so that every single thing you learn has a practical, real-world application. You know, this quote really gets to the heart of it all. It's not about speed, it's not about who gets there first, it's about the transformation that happens along the way. It is a journey that can genuinely change your perspective and maybe even change your life. So, we want to leave you with this question to think about. If you start to see English not as a task, but as a bridge to a new version of yourself, what does that journey look like for you? What kind of doors will it open?